Hi, my name is Michael Freeman. I am the DM for this project, Scales of Fate. I've been playing D&D. I've been playing it avidly for about 4 years now. I started in actually third edition when I was in elementary school-ish. And it wasn't super serious around then. I was mostly just trying to get a feel for what role-playing was. A lot of it was very handy and translated into when I went into theater in school, like in middle school and high school. I loved improv. I loved comedy and role play and fantastic ideas and creative environments. So I'm a huge fan of expressing oneself in a fantasy environment. What I'm most excited for Scales of Fate is finally getting that TPK notch in my belt. Just murdering all of my friends in cold blood. Just kidding. That's not what I'm most excited for. I'm actually most excited for being able to build a community that reflects a lot of what I wish I had seen growing up. Growing up, I've been a huge nerd reading fantasy books, drawing maps, making monsters, coming up with fantastic scenarios for me and my friends to do on the field in recess. And nerd culture is my heart. It's my soul. It's who I am, and it's a safe haven for a lot of people to express themselves. And it's something that I want to be able to give back to in the community. I want other people to have that safe haven, to have that freedom of expression, that creative outlet, and the place where we can all come together and just escape the horrors of the real world. Though, to be fair, you're escaping the horrors of the real world for the horrors of a fake one, but there's a lot of beautiful moments that happen in D&D. A lot of self-expression that you don't get to do in the real world. So ultimately I'm most excited for building the community. What I can say that by being a fan and being a part of the community for Scales of Fate, you most definitely can see you'll be able to experience, to put it plainly, a fantastical world ruled by dragons. Dragons themselves have been in mythos and legend and lore throughout a multitude of cultures, throughout the course of mankind. They have been an icon of fantasy, and choosing to go with the source material of Fizban's and choosing to make a dragon-centric campaign has been a choice out of just love for fantasy. As far as the project and the team goes, everyone on this team I've known for variant amounts of times. Some of them I've known for years, going back, high school and prior. Some of you guys I've known for a very short amount of time. Not only has everyone been so gracious and accommodating and pulling their weight and contributing their skills and their passions to the project, but they've become like a family to me. Everyone on this team has given a little bit of their time and their efforts and their hearts to a point where now this project is a reality. It's something that I have been dreaming of for years, and through the companionship of this team, it's now becoming a reality, and I could not be more thankful. I really couldn't. You guys, I fucking love all you guys. The setting itself is on a continent called Levancia. The world itself has been under the thumb and subject to, for lack of a better phrase, the tyranny of dragons. Dragons in this environment are the apex predators. They're the ones that control life and death, essentially. And within Levancia, just like any other story, humanoid creatures have bound together in order to form communities and cities to protect themselves from that oppression of draconic entities. There are very few cities. There are cities that essentially protect themselves using abjurative magic from wizards and mages alike, in order to have some modicum of a normal society. That being said, there are still people who live outside of these cities. There are smaller settlements that have protective barriers. There are more native societies that live in harmony with the environment, and including dragons. There will be people, factions, clans, entities that holistically support dragons. Even though ultimately their lives are being oppressed by them, they've decided that their better chances of survival are working with them. There are many scales. There are the chromatic, there are the metallic, and there are the gem. And every dragon of every scale has a different personality, a different nature, a different will and whimsy. And not all of them are evil. Some of them are very evil. And in fact, the ones that are evil are the reasons why we find ourselves in this way in Levancia. Some of them are extremely beneficial, though we may not know it, because the stigma of dragon kind to humanoid kind is very tense. So maybe there's some dragons that secretly are helping humanoid society. Maybe there are dragons that are completely neutral in all of it. Maybe there are dragons that are actually actively fighting against the evil ones. What you can expect to find within the plot or the lore of Levancia and its draconic influence is that not everything is as it seems.
Give me more ideas, yes!
Stop! Stop it! Stop it now!